What is it really like being a content creator? Most of what does well on YouTube nowadays are gaming videos, pranks, and Mr. Beast giving away cars. But unless you have millions of dollars rolling in every week, it's hard for the average creator to give away cars. And while I would argue some gaming or prank creators have genuine talents, because of them being on the same platform as real journalists, it makes people think that making YouTube videos is easy. Now this weekend on July 3rd, I turn 30 years old, which means I'm officially dead to the gay community. And it means my company is now 21 years old on the same day. And it's officially old enough to drink now. So without all of the pranks, gaming videos, and without giving away cars, we thought it was a perfect time to tell you what it's really like being a content creator on YouTube. Well, before you see a video on our channel, months of preparation has already been done to make that video perfect. You might assume that starts off with writing the episode, but to be honest, my job starts months before writing a script. First comes data collection. Part of being a content creator is being a data analyst. We analyze over 140 million data points, survey results, comments under our videos, interaction counts under previous videos, survey results from leading LGBTQ organizations and government agencies, and more. From this data, we determine what sort of topics our audience and the greater LGBTQ community want to learn about. As our producers or audience members suggest topic ideas, we run those ideas through this data to determine which topics we're going to produce and which ones we'll leave for later. But some of the best ideas year-round are kept entirely secret, until June that is, so that we can air them during Pride Month, when more LGBTQ people are searching for content. This is an ever-evolving climate as new data arrives constantly and studies are completed. Even for a small channel like ours, we need to know our numbers. This data helps us bring the best topics possible to our audience, helps us educate you on the things you most likely want to learn about, and helps us best serve our sponsors. In fact, by the time you watch a video, our expert team has determined within a reasonable margin of error how many views, likes, and comments a video will get in its first week. If we didn't do this part of our job, videos could fail, and sadly, YouTube's algorithm would see one of our videos didn't do as well as others, and suddenly, YouTube would stop showing our channel to even our most loyal subscribers for the next few months. One failed video really does hurt a channel for weeks, if not months to come. So there's an endless pressure to always be perfect 100% of the time on this platform. But being a content creator is also being the CEO of a company. Once a month, our executive team meets in a secret meeting to discuss topic ideas, and it's in this meeting where we determine which videos will be produced 6 months from now. Most YouTube channels can make videos and follow-up videos reacting the very next day to some piece of news or an update to a game. We, on the other hand, can't do that because our team needs time to research. So we're reacting to things 2 or 3 months later, but with much more accurate information. That's also part of my job as CEO, to run these executive meetings and to make the final say on which video topics will be produced. If for some reason a video doesn't do well, there's this feeling I get as the chief executive officer that I failed our audience or our team. Worst part is my failure happened 6 months ago when we chose the topic of the video we are just now broadcasting to our audience. So everything must go perfect 100% of the time, otherwise it takes us 6 months to react to that new information. Once a topic is chosen and put on our calendar, that's when the next part of our job kicks in, of being a producer. It's up to our show producers to ensure every topic makes it to different stages of production on time, every time, for sometimes up to 7 videos per week. Our 6 producers help get this job done, so every video airs on time, and so far, we haven't been late for a single video this entire season. The next part of our job is honestly one of the most challenging, researching topics. We're extremely lucky to have 8 of the world's most talented researchers. Our entire show hinges on the education we provide, so every single word I say on camera has to be flawlessly accurate, with multiple credible sources backing up every sentence. Our research team, headed by myself and my co-host Michael Martin Jr., we lead our research team into the search of the truth. For most episodes you watch, we've meticulously combed through dozens of scientific journals, government reports, leading studies and survey reports, articles, local newspapers, and even conducted surveys of our own to find the truth, which may not always agree with our opinions, by the way. When that research is hitting a brick wall, it's our job to reach out to experts in the field and get advice on where to look, or simply get an interview with them on camera to answer our questions. The good part of research is that it brings in new ideas. Hardly ever in research will our team be working on a topic and not run into interesting data or questions, leading them to other topics for more future episodes. But as a team, those 8 researchers, including myself, are working on up to 15 topics at any given time. And as if it needs to be said, since our show is a credible resource for departments of education and to viewers worldwide, we cannot make mistakes or conflate our opinions at any time during this process. We have to be perfect 100% of the time without fail. Otherwise, we lose our most valuable asset in our credibility. But if everything's running on time, the next part of my job takes over: writing. Behind our show, we have 4 of the most talented writers in the country, working on making every episode educational and entertaining. Sometimes it's up to our writing staff to put jokes throughout the script. Other times we have to stay more serious. And other times we add a payoff at the end of an episode. For example, when we spoke about conservatives trying to ban LGBTQ books and ban education in schools, our research team reported to us that there was a library in Mississippi where the mayor was trying to ban LGBTQ books. But our writing staff was the team who figured out the mayor's office is right across the street from the town's library that he was trying to bankrupt. So our writing staff were the ones who suggested we donate one of our educational books to that library at the end of the episode. This way, when you got done watching a horrible story about conservatives trying to take valuable education away from kids, you would also see at the end of that episode that we got revenge on at least one homophobic mayor. And while it might take us longer to get to certain topics and respond to news, it does allow us this amazing opportunity to have these payoffs at the end of more mentally draining topics. But it's our job as writers to ensure we can do that flawlessly, sometimes up to 7 times per week. After an episode is written and is proofread by another team member outside of our writing staff, the episode moves into full production and filming. But hold on, because in order to film an episode, you need a TV studio. So part of my job is being a lighting engineer. It's my job to make sure the lighting equipment above us, which is blinding by the way, is safely hung in our studio and is set perfectly to light the backdrop and myself on camera for the entire episode. And this includes any special effects we have during that week's episode, like our blackout for education or special live shows. It's also part of my job to set the audio for the episode. Everything from where to place the microphone, how much gain or volume that microphone will record from, to which microphone we'll actually end up using for that episode. All of that has to be determined and set up in a matter of minutes before rehearsal. But wait, there's more, because it's also my job to ensure our cameras record the proper resolution, frame rate, ISO, autofocus, timecode, and make sure the camera is framed well for the talent. And we have fresh formatted cards in the deck to ensure we have footage space to record the episode. Finally, it's time to record, right? Well, actually no. One of my final jobs in pre-production still is to be a teleprompter operator and get our script working properly in the teleprompter. It's a program on our computer, right down here by the way, that allows us to record our episodes using a pre-written script. Every word I say on camera goes through this advanced computer program, which follows my voice to determine when to move the entire script up so I can read the next line of dialogue. Those words are then projected using a secondary computer screen, aimed straight up in the air and bounced off of a piece of glass that is placed in front of our camera on a 45-degree angle. Our teleprompter allows us to make sure we stick to the script flawlessly, because our research and writing teams have already worked for months to ensure that script was accurate. But sadly, this one tool on a film set cost around $1,300, not including the camera, by the way, which adds an additional $3,000 to that price tag. And that's just for the normal episode where we only have one camera. Sometimes when we do interviews or when we do fun videos like carving pumpkins or playing match game with my boyfriend, we have up to 10 cameras in this small studio to cover it from every angle. In total, our TV studio cost about $25,000, and it's entirely up to me to make sure that investment stays safe and lasts a long time. So after every recording day, we properly clean our equipment and add proper safety tools. So it's far more than just propping my phone up in the corner of my bedroom and hitting record. In fact, it has taken me over 20 years to perfect these skills as a videographer, lighting designer, audio engineer, and set designer to ensure every episode you see and hear is flawless. Because if I make a mistake and forget to clean our camera lens one time, 1,000 people will point it out in the comments. But now it's time to rehearse, so we go through the entire script without the camera being turned on. This helps me get any names pronounced correctly in our teleprompter and helps me know where to take my breath. And yes, when we're recording, even how I breathe is predetermined in the script, so we have as few pauses as possible, which might affect our viewer rating of how well you like the video. Finally, it's time to record an episode, so it's finally time for me to be a host and Professor Pride. Generally speaking, for every minute you watch in the end episode, we spend 3 to 4 minutes recording it, because every line is recorded multiple times so we can choose the best take later in editing. Not to mention the fact that our channel members will tell you how many times I mess up saying LGBTQ on camera in our exclusive bloopers and outtakes videos that we give them. But after recording, all but one of our episodes on our channel so far has been edited entirely by myself. This means it's up to me to bring the footage into our computer system, label the footage for whichever camera we use that day, and file that under the episode's footage folder. Then I go through the script and find any pictures or video clips I might need in the editing process, and download them to the same project folder. By the time we edit any episode, we have to have every picture you see and audio clip or sound effect you hear already in the project folder. So part of my job is something called being a DIT technician and synchronization engineer. But then it's time to edit. So I go through the recording and make a first draft audio edit. We don't worry too much about how the video looks or anything about graphics at this stage. Instead, this is more about setting the pace for the episode. I find the good takes of each line of the script and keep them. All of the bad takes are thrown out entirely, and all of the bloopers are copied and pasted into a brand new sequence, which will later become our bloopers and outtakes secondary video for our channel members. This is the most important part of editing. Get the timing of jokes and between lines correct, and our video will do well. Get it wrong and leave too much space between sentences or too much time before a punchline, and YouTube's algorithm will punish us severely, not just on the video in question, but on all of our videos to come for weeks or months ahead. No pressure, right? But now that we have an audio draft of the episode and know how long it's going to be, now it's time to add pictures and graphics. So part of my job as a content creator is also being a graphic designer and motion graphic designer. Everything you see on the show, from our sidebar to our graphics box to how our names and other info appears on your screen, is all on my shoulders to create the templates for. Most large YouTubers have a team of editors working for them, and the content creator only reviews the video at the end before it goes out. But for smaller channels like ours, that all falls on my shoulders. And again, it has to be flawless. Get a graphic wrong and the audience trusting us to bring them education will rightfully call us out. And homophobes will claim that we have no right to educate children in schools if we can't spell words correctly. But worse than that, my only rebuttal is a defensive one. Sure, we use the same video editing program feature films and documentaries use to make their blockbuster hits, but we're making new content every week with thousands of graphics to write, all inside of a program that, shockingly, doesn't have spell check. So mistakes are going to sadly happen. But again, this is something we trained for. I spent years working in live news broadcasting, where we only had a half an hour to put together an entire live news show that went out to millions of homes. So sometimes, even with all of the training in the world, you still get things wrong. Sadly for YouTube, audiences can be unforgiving at times, to say the least. After an episode is fully edited, we go through the episode one more time to add subtitles, because many of our audience members are still in the closet and can't play any of our videos at full volume. Luckily, a very expensive computer program helps with this, but it's still a tedious task. Finally, we go through the bloopers and outtakes and edit those into a funny and creative video on their own. This video will later be uploaded just for the channel members and Patreon supporters of our channel, to watch alongside the main episode when it airs to the general public. And even for this, we need even more motion graphic templates, custom for our show, that also fall on my shoulders to create. Next, we export the main episode and the bloopers side episode from that program to an MP4 file. Some other content creators like Linus Tech Tips have entire server rooms dedicated to exporting videos, so their editing team can simply move on to the next video on their list rather than waiting for this export. But for us, we only have one fully upgraded iMac computer, which completes this task while I go and have lunch or something. After lunch, I open another program, which is the world's most advanced graphic design program available on the market, so we can create a video thumbnail, which is the image you see before clicking on a video. Again, it takes years of graphic design training and millions of data points to determine how a thumbnail should be designed to attract people to click on it. Even if you look at all of our videos, you'll notice we don't have a pattern to this, because each video requires a different look because it's geared to a different topic. But all of this work was just to create the video. Now it's time to upload it to a platform you will eventually watch it on. Even for content creators our size, we need lightning fast internet speeds so we can upload videos and live stream in high resolutions. From 9 to 5 every day, our company uses crazy expensive internet service to get this job done, and after 5 p.m. my boyfriend and I use it to play on our Xboxes. But this monthly internet speed has to be factored in to our budget for every video. Even when a video is uploaded, we fall back into data to determine what the title, description, and tags should be for that episode. We have to follow YouTube rules in order to monetize our video with ads. And finally, we get to set a publishing date. But still, it doesn't go out. Just before publishing, our advisors get one last look at it to make sure it followed the script and ensure it looks fantastic. Again, by the time you see an episode, it has spent 6 months in production, and more than 15 people from executive team members, producers, researchers, writers, and myself as host and editor have worked on it to make it come alive. When an episode is broadcast every Friday at 9 a.m., it falls on the hands of 28 more people who help us moderate the comments to ensure we're providing an LGBTQ safe space. The rest of YouTube might allow hate, but on our channel, we ban hatred entirely. And these 28 people help us ensure we're living up to that promise. And now more than 34 people in total have worked on each and every episode we broadcast. But still, my job is not complete. At least one day every week, I work on graphic designing our new merchandise, or I'll work on filming and editing our new masterclasses. It's my job to ensure we provide new and exciting designs our audience will enjoy all the time. And it's my job to ensure masterclasses are stocked full of valuable education and everything is priced affordably. That's not to mention the fact that we have to run sales on our merchandise all the time, and I also have to write brand new books constantly. It's also my job to work with brands, both large and small, to ensure sponsors are happy advertising on our channel. It's my job to schedule consultation calls with customers who need one-on-one advice. And it's my job to plan our meetups, where LGBTQ organizations, heads, and teachers get to meet on video calls once a month to learn from each other, network, and ask us for advice. And it's my job to ensure everything we do, from every episode, graphic, our website, all of our resources, and everything associated with our brand falls under the Danielson framework to ensure departments of education can immediately implement anything we do into their classrooms. But aside from those job titles, it's also my job to ensure we're financially stable. It takes thousands of dollars per year to run an operation like this, broadcasting hundreds of episodes. This is not as easy as recording a video on your phone and uploading it to social media. This is a full TV studio with state-of-the-art editing bay, 60 terabyte RAID system so we can keep footage forever with multiple backups, electricity, lightning fast internet, and hiring the perfect team members for the job. This is a full production company and educational institution with the staff and equipment to back it up. That's why it's my job to bring in new brands as advertisers, new members to our channel, make sure every episode can be monetized and we're hitting our projected numbers from 6 months ago, and why we are constantly making sure that our members are happy, we have fantastic merchandise, masterclasses, and services so that we can pay for everything else, including the videos that most people watch for free. And still, some audience members will complain they had to watch an ad before a video, and they'll accuse us of pandering to the LGBTQ because they don't see the cost of running an operation like this, or they don't realize this is my full-time job. Sure, it's a career that I love, however, it's a career that still has to pay for 50% of the rent, utilities, food cost, and living expenses of my apartment with my boyfriend Michael. Being a content creator is not just making silly videos for the internet. It's doing all of these jobs, wearing all of these hats, and still figuring things out as you go. Because YouTube is an ever-changing and evolving marketplace for viewers to choose which videos they want to invest their time into watching and which products they want to buy from creators. Our team has assembled literally every piece of data we can find on the LGBTQ community. We have all of this data at our fingertips, and for years now, that data has helped us help our audience more than we can ever know. It has helped us predict things smaller creators or even government agencies with ample budgets were not able to do. But 6 months ago, when we were planning episodes for June of this year for Pride Month, even we did not predict for our country to be in the beginning stages of a recession as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic 2 years ago. We put out episodes our audiences would love watching, but corporations weren't advertising anywhere, let alone on YouTube. So if YouTube can't make money with ads, why would they push content to viewers, even if those viewers subscribe to any channel? So in June 2022, content creators from across the board, from gaming to business to animation to LGBTQ content, saw massive drops in viewership, subscription levels, and ad revenue. In fact, even we were hit by this recession, and it was something none of us could predict happening. But thanks to our channel members, sponsors, students of our masterclass courses, super chat donors, super thanks givers, and supporters of our Pride merchandise, we were able to still broadcast 3 videos per week in Pride Month. Being a gamer on this platform means you can make silly videos that viewers can comment on and say they can do better than you. Being a prank channel or comedy series means you'll get fans who try their own pranks or try to figure out where you live. but being an LGBTQ channel, we have to make content that's educational and accurate while dealing with hate groups and far-right extremists who want to murder us and regularly send us death threats if we don't stop trying to spread love and acceptance to everyone. Worst of all, YouTube allows it to happen. PragerU, Matt Walsh, The Activist Mommy, Focus on the Family, and even small YouTube channels are allowed to survive on YouTube, pushing conversion therapy and the idea that there's only two genders, which is just not true. Meanwhile, content creators on our side of the fence, educating and helping to spread love and acceptance to all, get paid 1/5 of the ad revenue others channels get for the same number of views. The sad reality is that being a content creator, especially an LGBTQ education one, means yes, we are included in YouTube's Pride celebration every year, but you can never rely on one platform forever. You need to constantly diversify your assets, your strategy, and your team. And that job falls on my shoulders too. It's literally my job to predict the unpredictable and prepare for it months, if not years in advance. If I fail just once in predicting the unpredictable, our broadcast company and our show fails as a result, and I feel like we've let our team and our viewers down. But everything we do means nothing if we don't protect it. So before any graphic, image, audio clip, or video goes out, we copyright protect it, so it's fully our property. Before our channel was even popular, it was my job to officially trademark our name, Powered by Rainbows, so we can control how our name is used and protect our brand from imposters or hate groups. It's an endless task to ensure we're fully protected and no one is trying to steal our work on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or any other social media outlet. This is especially difficult on a platform like TikTok, where they don't seem to care about copyright protection at all, because they're owned by a Chinese company, a country which doesn't abide by the same copyright laws every other country of the world has agreed to. Our job is to report everyone who tries to steal our work. And yes, other channels have been taken down as a result of our copyright strikes. But this is our product that we have designed, created, and published. They might say that they are just trying to get the info out to more people on their platforms, but copyright or trademark infringement devalues the months of work and thousands of dollars we put into episodes. And anyone caught slandering us undermines our entire effort, so we protect our show to the fullest extent of the law, even if that means going to court in order to do that. And if we want to protect our brand, we have to first protect our staff. So at every event on our tour, it's up to our team to ensure there's ample security there to protect us, and hire our own security if the event doesn't provide it themselves. It's up to our 2 safety managers to ensure no one can find out which city any of our team members live in, make sure our main studio here has multiple layers of fortification, make sure we are ready with training and protection equipment just in case someone breaches those fortifications, and ensure there are multiple exits in case someone is hateful enough to try to burn the whole place down. As you can imagine, all of those come with a heavy price tag. But worst of all, it is my job to ensure that even if someone gets past all of those defenses or somehow succeeds in their efforts, as the CEO, I had to ensure the amazing work of Powered by Rainbows will continue to grow and educate people long after I am gone. It's a grim part of my job, but one I have to think about from time to time just in case. So when I hear someone in the comments say that we're pandering just to earn a quick buck, or we're selling out by bringing in sponsors, or worst of all, say that we're making too much money off of YouTube, I look around and realize there are a lot of other careers out there, such as the career that my boyfriend works in, that are equally as difficult, but less dangerous and earns more profit. I look around and see the thousands of hours it takes to make content every week, the tens of thousands of dollars it costs to have the best equipment and services, the dozens of hours spent training just in case a homophobe tries to stop us from our work educating kids, and the thousands it costs to protect our work and our brand with trademarks and copyrights. But it's my job to lead these 36 positions and make sure it all happens flawlessly anywhere between 2 episodes and 7 episodes per week, every week of the year. It's no easy task, and it's a lot of hats to wear, but all 36 of us do it in the name of education. We provide something that is sometimes purposefully left out of classrooms. We uncover the mysteries and help kids realize it's okay to question your gender, and it's perfectly alright to love someone of the same gender. The truth is, none of us care about any of our job titles near as much as we care about being there for our students when their homophobic or transphobic family members kick them out of their homes, or their former friends don't accept them for their authentic selves. It's our job to step in and help them realize they aren't alone, and they have a family who will love them no matter what. A family in the LGBTQIA. They have a safe space here. One channel on YouTube that isn't trying to cause drama or play pranks. One channel that tries to just bring love to the table. And one channel that will always have an open seat at our table for them to sit with us and be a part of our family. Because we realize how hard it is to be at dinner with a family member who thinks you're straight and keeps asking where your girlfriend is, or keeps addressing you by your sex assigned at birth. We realize what it's like to go up to your bedroom and cry your eyes out all night long. And I realize what it's like to see all the hatred in the world and want to voluntarily end my life too soon. Our team has been there ourselves in the past and felt the same way that maybe you do now. That's why, sure, the cameras and the software that we use every week makes our job easier, but they won't ever be more important than our mission to help every LGBTQ person and ally of our community learn and grow in a safe and healthy environment here at PBR. Anyway, if you want to learn more about the LGBTQ community, check out this episode right here, or subscribe for weekly episodes. And if you like what we do and want some awesome merch, go to pbrmerchstore.com. And if you want exclusive behind-the-scenes access more than this episode, you can check out our memberships by hitting join down below. As always, I'm your host, Professor Pride. Have a gay day, everyone, and bye for now.